entire lives. 38% of them say the worst president ever.
And the fact that he's likable is the reason.
Mainstream media thinks so too. New York Times, MSNBC, big old love affair, put his face in a heart like this, and he's still getting bad numbers. Are you kidding me? Absolutely doesn't. They're trying to put a stop to it. Congress is trying to step in and basically strip the NLRB, which has been a runaway train on this issue. If you know, this is filled with administration appointees, loaded with union officials and lawyers that support their political ideology. That's why you're seeing them get involved and really doing a tremendous deal of damage to American businesses and companies and making it very restrictive, and it's cutting back our ability to have jobs and move forward with the economy in the direction that we need to.
I know big government.
Entire lives, 38% of them say the worst president ever.
And the fact that he's likable is the reason.
Him against a lot of criticism for a while.
If you on our debt, it's a very, very serious
But where's the
issue.
president's plan, Andrea? I mean, come on.
We're going to
There's
get
leadership you
kids.
can believe
We're going to
in.
get to that in a second. I have to talk about another poll.
Okay, Daddy.
All right.
Is that actually
That goes back to the early
poll.
He's
Comparison.
popular.
Look at George H.W. Bush. He had his big hero moment when he liberated the Kuwaitis. Juan, you remember, he was up to 90% approval rating. Barack Obama, he came in overwhelmingly popular. He blew his mandate. It's going to be the exact same thing that I think.
That's what did in McCain, too,
HW.
by the way, when he ran, against him. And the bottom line is the economy's not doing well. He didn't come up with a debt plan. He's hurt us with Obamacare. He's waged war against small businesses, entrepreneurships. He's taxing us to death and waged war against oil and gas.
I'm all for holding politicians accountable.
Yeah.
But the Obama hating that's going on here.
There's no hating.
Very curious.
By the way, I like Obama. I like America.
But let me I love America.
There were moments where George Bush did not.
Eric, I bet you disagree with
good for the economy, not just
You can't spend your way out of a spending crisis.
This guy's looking over the precipice, and who wants to call wolf first and push the other one over the edge? I think there's going to be severe repercussions. They got to get it together.
Even Kimberly and I can't spend our way out of a spending crisis at Bloomingdale's.
I was saying before I was a minority, but it's just that you and I, and maybe the beautiful one, we're the marked people.
Let's work it out. Let's work it out.
By the way, why am I here? All right.
Get on up, stay on the scene. Get on up like a loving machine.
Well, welcome back to the Five. We were talking about the debt. We wanted to bring it over into this block, but Andrew, you mentioned something in passing in the last segment. You said, I agree that if we default, that would be catastrophic. Why do you say that?
Well, I think it would be bad, but I honestly think that nobody really knows. I mean, you think about this. If we default, right, bond prices are going to go down, interest rates are going to go up. In fact, our debt.
Define default, because this is where the semantics starts.
Let me finish. Let me finish, Eric.
You're saying we can't pair.
A little leprechaun approach where there's a pot of gold at the end.
Is that about my height? Are you nailing my height, Kimberly?
No. You can borrow my Greek sister here, because a lot of people are worried, say, hey, are we going to fall and go the same way as Greece? But I think, let's be honest, we're in a much better position than they are. And President Obama is not going to sit there and say, hold back the checkbook from military families or not pay Social Security. We do have resources. We're not going to completely fall apart. But there are consequences.
Keeping it right here.
Let's move on. The cars just aren't as
Where are their
People want their muscle cars.
I want to show you a car.
Your car?
Yeah, this was an entire.
Are you guys all naysayers?
Don't you know I've come a long, long way? I've been longing to see her when she's around. She takes my...
A dangerous precedent that this would set. Now, they alleged in April the
on here, because if you were listening,
there were no jobs lost. You understand what I'm saying? They still have their jobs. All they're saying is we want, as a private company, the ability to take jobs and create them in another state.
This is a fabrication, Kimberly. You can take jobs anywhere you want in America, around the world. We have too many American companies, in fact, outsourcing and taking jobs overseas.
Eric,
and in this case,
Eric, how many union jobs?
to South Carolina. Will you say no problem, Kimberly?
Listen, I'm for jobs and moving Americans forward. I don't believe you should have these kind of restrictions.
No jobs were lost through the Boeing. We actually did moratorium, have left the Gulf. Juan.
10 massive oil rigs. And I know you want to move on to some stuff, but...
No, and 10 oil rigs have exited the Gulf of Mexico since it's happened. And let me tell you something. This administration came this close to being held in contempt of court by the federal courts because they weren't going to lift their moratorium. They were forced to do it. That's why they did it. They were held accountable.
If any of you taking a...
All right, everybody, welcome back to The Five. Thanks for being with us today. Well, the show, I think, is just getting started because we've got a big cheater, oh, no, you didn't scandal, and it involves the entire state of Georgia, and the governor is none too happy. Sonny Perdue said he was fed up, and he's determined to conduct a thorough investigation. Let me tell you about these cheaters, okay? They're not anonymous anymore. We're calling them out. 178 principals and teachers, including 82 confessions. As a former prosecutor, I love a good confession, have fraudulently raised test scores so their schools would meet targets set by the district. What do you make of this, Eric?
Well,
30 Atlanta public school employees implicated in this state cheating scandal. They've resigned or others have retired because, you know, you have a lot of people, like you said, that are tenured, Greg. But, you know, what's the solution here? Because we have these standards, right, that every state wants to meet, so they get the funding, they get the dollars handed to them. So there's a built-in incentive for them to meet those goals, and they're going to do it one way or the other. They don't want to be the state that's left behind and last on the list.
Yeah, just we're like normal.
Teacher, and you know the emphasis and the focus needs to be on making the students educated, on getting them ready to be able to take these tests, learning, actually making an impact on their lives, not just fudging the test scores and taking the easy way out.
So there were some kids cheating.
Annual salary increase he has ever gotten because of this, because the rating went down for him, and the school specifically cited the lower evaluation score, which came from the students who got busted for cheating that he turned in. What is wrong with education in this country?
This professor said, you know what, I'm not going to speak up.
Great, but we don't want you to forget to email in your thoughts to the 5 at foxnews.com. We want to hear them. Keep them coming. Lots more after the break.
Someone so perfect can't be falling for me. Oh, nothing but love. Every day, every day, every day, every day I read the book.
Yes, I can hear that up
There
front.
we go.
The audience deserves to know.
Sorry.
Wait a second.
with the
Wait a
housekeeper?
second.
What?
It's California, right?
Yeah.
She gets half of
But that's not even the standard, having, you know, a little familiarity with this kind of situation in California. Deal is, you have to look and see who makes what. And I'm telling you, the Terminator definitely makes more money than Maria does.
Do you think, though, that
so
the
she is
Terminator
entitled. I think if he's got some extra cash, he's got some extra biscotti lying around, he should give her some money.
Can I have this little love fest you guys going?
Me too. He's like, yeah, I don't think I'm even going to leave the house.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of this.
Exactly.
Look at this.
Exactly.
These guys are so.
And if you're dancing on the
got no
bar,
money left.
I love this idea. It's like your crazy uncle. Your crazy
back.
smart uncle.
Yeah, I love Andrew goes, bye, Bob. You seem really busted up over that.
we missed
All right, I got
Bye,
it.
Bob.